Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Life Outbound. We took a little bit of a break last week. I really had a lot of client projects that I just needed to get done, and they needed to get done well, and I think we succeeded on that. So this week we're back, and we're doing something a little bit different again with the episode. If you remember last week, we really took a deep dive into the finances of owning a sailboat. And not just any sailboat, but Moon Dancer. How much is owning a boat going to cost me in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months? And things like how much does a refit cost? How much does getting a boat ready for spring cost? And how much does it cost to actually put that boat in the water? And in that episode, we really took a good look at all of that. And so in this episode, we're once again going to be doing something a little bit different, which is why you should own a boat.
But there's these people out here. It's 25 degrees in the beginning of March, which in Michigan is still winter. I mean, that's the power of the water.
So I'm just back in my apartment in Kalamazoo, and I thought I would share a email that I'm responding to right now because it's really important to this whole boat story. So when I first bought the boat, or was looking at buying the boat, when you first buy a boat to begin with, you have to hire a marine surveyor. Just like when you're buying a house, you have to get a house surveyor, or you should get a house surveyor. Same thing with a boat. It's smart to hire someone who's been around boats a while. The guy who did the marine survey for Moon Dancer, at that point the boat didn't have a name, but the Catalina 27, which I bought, which became Moon Dancer, was a guy named Jim. We went through the whole boat, we looked at everything. The boat looked really, really, really good. And he sent me like a freaking 25-page report on the boat afterwards with everything about it. I mean, everything. It was totally worth the money. I mean, it was a really great survey. We got to talking, and I needed help when I first bought the boat to get it from Macatawa Bay down to South Haven, which is probably about a 30-40 mile sail. And Jim goes, hell, I'll sail it down with you. So together we and one of Jim's friends sailed Moon Dancer down. The boat still didn't have a name actually at that point, but we sailed the Catalina 27 down to South Haven. We had a good time. I learned a lot, and ever since then we've just kind of been in touch, shooting emails back and forth. He's helped me with a few things, and I'm gonna reposition here. I sent him an email just today. I was like, hey Jim, well, it's not quite spring yet, but figured it was about time to start buying materials. Do you have a preference on resin? Polyester versus epoxy versus vinyl ester? Heard that epoxy is the strongest and most durable, but it needs to be paired with the right chop strand to work. So trying to choose what's going to work best. So I sent him that, and he got back to me within the hour. And I mean, just listen to this response. It shows you how much he knows about. He surveys probably 3-4 boats a week, to give you an idea. So he's seen it all. So this is his response. Polyester is great for building a boat. Your boat is poly. That is all done in continuation, though this resin has long since finished curing, and epoxy has a much better secondary bond. It is all I use for repairs. There are several brands, never had a problem with chop strand. There is a bonding glue in the mat to hold it all together until the resin melts it. The solvents in the resin actually melt the glue. He said, I may be able to give you enough west system for the little valley around the mounting shoe. I'm on a boat in St. John's River, Florida, with spotty Wi-Fi. Some epoxy resins 50-50 mix non-critical. Look at Smith Systems 3. Am already getting calls for work at home and have seen the weather reports, so not coming home. Polyresins also do not stick well to wood. Alright, so we've just arrived in South Haven. I figured that we might pay a visit to the old tomato can while we're out here. Oh, I can feel that wind now. There's tons and tons of ice. Just check this out. It looks like the Arctic. When I first got in the car and was out heading towards the lake, it was like super beautiful. I was kind of like, wow, why haven't I done this more often? I'm here like every single weekend, sometimes more than that. You know, why haven't I come out to check out the lake more? And as I was heading back to the car, and I could like feel my fingers start to lose feeling. There's all these people out here right now, just to like look out at the lake. I mean, it's like looking out at nothing. I mean, there's nothing there, it's just water. But there's these people out here. It's 25 degrees in the beginning of March, which in Michigan is still winter, like just to look out at the lake. I mean, that's the power of the water. I mean, that's the power that these places can cause. I mean, it's like everyone in their life wants to be able to look out and imagine they're like somewhere else, or imagine they're where they could be, or imagine they're out on that adventure in like a lake or the ocean or a body of water is the physical manifestation of that. I mean, and it's just kind of, that's a big word, but I mean that's just kind of crazy to me, you know? I think that's why everyone loves boats. I remember when I was a little kid, just like watching that same pier I was just walking out on, just watching the sailboats come in and out of the harbor, and it's just there was just something magical about it. Like these boats could be anywhere in the world, but they're choosing to be here. This place must be something special. And like that idea never really left, and now, you know, whatever years later, 18 years later, I'm back here with a sailboat. You don't really have to ask yourself too many questions. You just kind of have to remember more than